Now you have folks, West Virginians, who are weighing in. Prominent West Virginians, such as Alabama head coach Nick Saban, former Lakers GM Jerry West, former NFL quarterback Oliver Luck, and former NFL player Darryl Talley of the Buffalo Bills, joined former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, signing a letter urging Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia to vote for voting rights legislation. The letter reads in part, "Some of us have roots and shaped our lives in West Virginia. Others followed very different paths, and some of us have been rivals in sports or business. But we are all certain that democracy is best when voting is open to everyone on a level playing field. The referees are neutral, and at the end of the game, the final score is respected and accepted." Guys, please put the letter up. This is the letter right here. Okay, thank you. All right, you see right here, these are the signatures on here. All right, so this is exactly what they sent to Manchin. Now, today, several protesters who stood on the Capitol steps demanding the passage of voting rights, they were arrested. This is the video right here, folks. Joining me now to talk about, again, the battle that continues is Melanie Campbell, President and CEO of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation. Of course, Melanie, you've been, of course, a part of this for quite some time. We saw those activists today. We saw the protests that took place yesterday. And so the fight continues to force us in to do what's right when it comes to these bills.
Yes, Roland. And one of the things that we keep saying that whatever goes down, one of the victories, it's not the win, will be a vote, so we know where these senators stand. And so when it comes down to that vote, we will at least be able to know where people stand and know what we got to work towards when it comes to continue to fight to get this thing passed. And so that's what we're going to have to keep doing.
You know, and what's also interesting here is as I sit here and look at what's going on, you know, you've got look, the Democrats, Manchin and Sinema, won't even support putting the talking filibuster back. I mean, my goodness. Mm-hmm. This ain't that hard.
And so I'm glad to see what you were just showing about that letter coming from West Virginians. I mean, the people of West Virginia and the people of Arizona want them to do the right thing. So I just know that we have to keep pushing. We need corporate America to weigh in because sometimes if you don't listen to the people, you'll listen to money. And so every tool in the toolbox we have to keep using and hold. And also, and I know I heard you talk about this, and also push on the Republicans. At least 10 Republicans at the end of the day ought to be able to figure out how to do the right thing. So we cannot let them off the hook while we continue to push for Sinema and Manchin to do the right thing as well.
And of course, there are some people who say, look, this is all for naught. Why don't you just simply give up? But the bottom line is you got to force it, because right now we need to know who's where do people stand? Who's for, who's against?
And in the state of Florida, my home state where I grew up, you have the governor who is now trying to accept a separate office to enforce their voter suppression laws. So it's not stopping. And so, and the more these state legislatures come back into place, we're going to see a whole lot more kinds of voter suppression laws. It's like somebody turning the dial to see, well, just how far will they let us go? Let's see how far we can go. And so that's what we're going to continue to see. And so at the end of the day, folks got to make that decision. What side of history are you on? And we cannot afford to stop fighting for our voting rights. And we've always had to fight. That's the thing I try to tell young people. We have, unfortunately, always had to fight to protect our voting rights. And we will continue to do that until we get another victory. And then even with that, we have to keep and stay vigilant by making sure that we continue to vote, and especially when you get down to state and local elections, especially these days, state elections, because a lot of times the state override what's happening with local political, local elected officials and city councils and mayors anyway. And I apologize, I'm out. I couldn't get some. I know you hear them sirens, so apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. And when we talk about the pressure and why that's important, all levers must be pulled to get the attention of these members of Congress.
Yes. All of them. And Roland, whatever goes down with this vote this week, and I know my sisters and brothers were out there today, putting their bodies on the line. We will continue to do that. We also simultaneously have to make sure that whatever's going on, that we vote this year and continue to engage this administration. And they say they're going to stay the course, keep pushing the White House, get with the Justice Department, every tool that we can. At the end of the day. And I just think it's a moral imperative. Right. What we're talking about is what's going to impact our kids, my nephews. These kids are going to have a bad way if this country, it's not just like, okay, win one this week, win another next. No, this is about the whole shifting of this political system that can put our children in a perilous future. When you're talking about pushing us back, not just pre-65, we talk about Reconstruction. When you can do what they're doing, it's not going to stop here.
No, it's not. In fact, when I talked about putting the pressure on, Emily's List has made it clear that they sent a letter to Kristen Sinema that if she chooses re-election, if she keeps on this path, she will not get their endorsement. This is what they sent her. Senator Sinema cannot support a path forward for the passage of this legislation. We believe she undermines the foundations of our democracy, her own path to victory, and also the mission of Emily's List. And we will be unable to endorse her moving forward. That is, of course, a very powerful fundraising group that supports, that's pro-choice, but also that's all about electing women to Congress.
Right. And Sister LaSponza Butler, give her a great shout out, sister, who's now the head of that, is a Black woman who's running Emily's List. So that's history as well.
Absolutely. Melanie Campbell, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Roland.
Back to our Roland Mark Uncultured video in just one moment.
Time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way. Honored to be on a show that you own. A Black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay Black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?